Howdy folks, I hope you're doing well. Since I'm putting together what I hope to be a quick one here, I'm just using some old footage to give you guys something to watch while I chat with you here. You may have noticed that I've kind of been quiet with regard to AtGames' announcement about the price increases. I was trying to stay out of it because some were saying that I had some sort of hate or drama against AtGames, which simply isn't true. Some of my subscribers have been hitting me up on the side asking me about what my thoughts were and all that other stuff, so I guess I can't stay out of it any longer. But before I get into my thoughts about those increases, I want to get a few things out of the way. First, this is my opinion and conjecture. It should not be taken in any form of libel, defamation, slander, or anything like that. It's just my opinion. Basically, what I'm saying here is that I don't want to get sued. I have kids that I got to put through college, one that's currently there and another one that's going to go down the road. The other thing I want to note is I happen to love my ALP 4K. Quite frankly, when it was released, I thought it was the perfect price point for what it was. You simply couldn't build a machine for that price. With regard to the drama, I'm really not that kind of guy. Look, I can be brash and curse like a sailor, but I blame it on my upbringing. I was raised by an old Jewish woman from Brooklyn, New York, who I think was a sailor at one point in her lifetime. She was definitely married to one. If you need a visual reference for Grandma, I think Judge Judy would probably be your best reference. Think of Judge Judy with a giant pair of bifocals and a Pall Mall no filter hanging out of her face, and that's Grams. But I digress. I go after AtGames on occasion because I believe in accountability. I'm just trying to hold their feet to the fire. Whether it be the OTG issues after the firmware update, control panel boards that have taken a dump after the latest firmware upgrade, offline mode being reset constantly, crappy customer service, I can go on, but you get the gist of it, right? Now with that all out of the way, here's what I think is going on. First, they're not selling the volume they expected. While AtGames hasn't shared any numbers with us, guys like James Hates Everything and others have sources. Those sources have alluded to this. I believe the number that was given was something like 1,500 machines. So, say for argument's sake, it's been 2,000 machines that have been sold at this point. That's not a lot. That's probably why they've cut back on giving us all those different themed machines. Then along comes the tariff. This is a blessing and a curse, right? The tariffs are going to cut into the bottom line, but it's also a way to jack up prices. But why jack up the prices on the digital packs? Think about what I said before. If there were only 2,000 machines that were sold, they're not making the revenue that they expected, meaning they need to offset some of the costs. The tariffs on these digital goods are a great excuse. Then there's Zen's Pinball FX VR. It's been a huge hit. There are a ton of people talking about it. And as I understand it, they're charging $9.99 for most games and $14 for the Universal Pack as well as Indie. Couple that with Nintendo. They're increasing game prices for the Switch too. And while AtGames is not Nintendo, it's another company that's increasing prices on games. In all honesty, my timeline's probably off here. However, I do think there's some merit to what I'm saying here, which is prices are going up. Now, do I think increasing prices again in such a short period of time is a shitty thing to do? Absolutely. If memory serves me correctly, didn't they increase the prices in like November or December? Like around the time that Natural History 3 was supposed to be released? Maybe I'm wrong about the month. My memory isn't the best. I played a lot of football in my younger years and I had a lot of concussions. More than I can count. So my brain is a bit Swiss cheesed. Anyway, getting back to it here. For them to increase the prices again for digital media, to me seems like a money grab. A money grab that they can tie back to the tariffs. Also, another shitty thing is increasing the prices for the old game packs. I believe it was James Hates Everything that said it best. Prices are supposed to go down for old software, not increase. And he's right, it's not like we're paying $60 for a 10 to 15-year-old game on Steam. Another thing that I find pretty shitty is the fact that AtGames promoted Black Belt Deluxe for $7. Then they conveniently delayed it after announcing the price increase, saying that it needed more time to bake. They pulled that same shit with Natural History 3 prior to its release. PK, dude, come on. Do you think we don't see what you're doing here? The least you could do is put out Black Belt Deluxe at its original price, then increase the price on the next one. Another thing, PK, you really need to hire somebody with better cleanup skills. The removal of the $7 price tag is one of the worst whiteout Photoshop jobs that I've seen in a while. Even Adobe Express's AI could have done a better job. All right, I'm going to stop beating you up for now, PK, but I think I made my point. So my question to all of you is, how much is too much? How high does the price of a table need to go before we're completely priced out? What's the highest price you're willing to pay? An additional $2? $3 maybe? Also, what happens when the world goes back to whatever is considered normal? Are the prices going to go down? I highly doubt it. They're going to get used to that extra money. So with all that said, again, I ask, what's the price point for you? Look, I understand they need to pay the people that are doing all the work, and it takes money to innovate and all that stuff. But what Magic Pixel has been putting out lately hasn't been great. We basically had a month of Primal Carnage. And as you know, the first one, in my opinion, was an absolute dumpster fire. The second one wasn't great either. I know a lot of people skipped it. The third one, I guess it was okay, but it was nothing to write home about. Going back to the pricing though, I think for me, any more than $9 to $10 for a table, and I'm out. Especially since the Zaccaria tables are cheaper on Steam. I can pick up the tables, fire up my PC, and play it over there. Maybe even in better quality. So again, I ask you guys, what are your thoughts on it? Am I right? Am I wrong? A little bit in between? Please let me know. I love hearing from you guys. I'm going a little longer than I expected, and I really wasn't going to go into it, but I guess we'll talk about the rare pinball pack thing. We'll do it as quickly as possible. We finally got some footage for Battletoads, which looks awesome. However, still mums the word on Killer Instinct. Now, if the rumors are true and AtGames has lost the license for it, we're never going to see it unless they can negotiate that license back. So what happens if they can't get it back? Do you guys who bought the pack get a partial refund? Does AtGames just keep stringing guys who purchased it along, saying it's coming and still needs time to bake? Do they replace it with something of equal or lesser value? Who knows? Please let me know what you guys think. Well, that's it for this one, folks. Like I said, it was a little longer than I expected. Sometimes it's harder to get off the soapbox when you're on a roll. Anyway, if you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. If you didn't like the video, give me a thumbs down. Let me know why. Subscribe and give me another shot. If there's anything you'd like to see me cover, please let me know. If there's anything you'd like me to change or think I could do better again, please let me know. If you hung out to the end, thank you for sticking around. I just want to say I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. And as always, stay safe, be well, and take care.